It didn't go as planned. I mean, it was a tough season, but saying that you have those hard tournaments where you just have to carry yourself, rebuild, and take it on the chin, and then come back as strong as possible. You could try to figure out so much different avenues to go down, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have bad tournaments, and sadly to say, that was one of them, which honestly you win one, but it happens. So at the end of the day, you just have to stay in the contest, fight as hard as possible, and still try to come out with whatever you could salvage from it. But it wasn't one of my best tournament. But I mean, you can't do good all the time, so it's just like a learning process as well. Yeah, I mean, KKR is more like a family. I think every time I reach IPL, I feel like I reach another part of my home or my destination where I'm comfortable. For a long time, so it's not like when I'm going there, it's something new, and I genuinely feel comfortable at home. You generally feel like it's a family, so it's a happy environment, whether you do good or bad. Which I must commend the owners, the support staff. I mean, yes, they want you to do well, but they know at the end of the day, cricket is always, you can never predict what's going to happen. So if it's one thing they are good at, whether you do good or bad, they always come talk to you, have a chat, and make sure that you're always good. It's something that you look forward to as well. When you leave, it come like you're going to meet family members who you haven't seen in a long while. So it's a bit exciting, and then you enjoy each other's company and success as well. So I think it's a great franchise. They have good things going on, and they just keep going from strength to strength. I think it's something good knowing that guys have to plan both. If I go at the top of the order or the middle order, it's not that I always open or always go in the middle. So I have no problem in doing both in any particular tournament, whichever matchups better for the team and myself. I'm willing to do it. And as I say, in this format, you have to constantly keep changing your game, changing different things. So the more I can contribute to the team will be better for me in the long run. Um, it's a faster pace. So the the more you adapt and the faster you adapt to how fast the game is going, you have to generally slow it down in your mind, knowing that yes, it's a fast pace, but you still have time at the end of the day. I think when T20 just started, everyone thought you didn't have much overs, much balls, but the more you played, you understand there's always time to win a cricket game. So I think the more you play it, you'll understand it more. You'll know when to go, when not to go, and then it'll be a little more structured than it is right now, but it's a learning curve at the end of the day. Yeah, because you don't want to lose like early wickets and stuff like that, and lose wickets in clumps, and then you make 100. I think anywhere between 80 to 100 it's a good target to chase. So if you lose wickets, you mightn't get there, and you might get even a lower totals instead of looking for the 140, 150, which I mean you're gonna get on good days, but you have to probably set targets that is more reasonable that you could try to make consistently and try to defend it at the end of the day. It's getting normal more or less because we are living in this for a while now. So any cricket you play, this is what's going to happen, and it's more or less the same thing that happened IPL. You got the same tracker, everything like that. So
Yep.
it's hard, but it's something that you generally have to get accustomed to and set your mind that you're gonna have to do quarantine. It's gonna be tougher than normal. You're gonna have to come tournaments a week earlier, sometime 2 weeks earlier, but it's things that you have to do. And as a professional cricketer, that's the mindset you have to adapt. So leaving home is probably the most difficult, leaving family, loved ones home, and then when you come, you're gonna have to stay in a room where you're here to play cricket, but then 7 days, 5 days, you're just in a room doing absolutely nothing. So it's tough. That's probably the hardest part. And then when you take in consideration 7 days and then 2 days traveling, so it's 9 days. So more or less, when you start back, you're going to try to start back from like you took time off. So every tournament you have to get back in the gear and see how fast you could get on top of the ball and continue the performances. Could be monitored, but at the end of the day, every individual is different. So everyone will deal with it differently. Some will deal with it better than some. But at the end of the day, it's something you could monitor. But I think as international players and players that want to play cricket, I mean, it's more of wanting to play rather than not wanting. So it's things that you have to do, and it's things that you're gonna have to accept and move forward, and just live with it because it's gonna be here for a while. No one knows when it's gonna stop. So you just have to live with it and move on. I think shorter formats has been better for finishing games in Test cricket. Like and it shows that you're never out of a game, no matter what the situation. Before, if you had to get 8 runs and over, 9 runs and over, would have been plenty. Now teams are getting 15 to 20 runs per last 3-4 overs. So I think anything's possible in cricket, and watching cricket, you constantly see that you're never out of a game unless it's over. And you see some things that happen in cricket that you couldn't even dream about happening a few years ago. So I think it's always going to evolve. The shorter format is always going to make the other formats even get harder, and technology is even going up. So I think cricket is just going in the right direction, and it's getting harder and harder as we speak.